So here's what life's like not on the road as a full-time touring musician. So 2 years ago, I used to work a corporate job. I wasn't doing music full-time. Going from consistent paychecks, health benefits, perks, PTO, all that kind of stuff, to not having that, it can be anxiety inducing. But also I want to say I'm very thankful for my 9-to-5 career because it taught me so much about life, from making connections, networking, meeting people, showing up, not being afraid to approach and talk to people. Also sending emails and connecting with, different brands and endorsements and things like that. Like, a lot of those things I learned in the 9-to-5 job really set me up for success and got me to where I am today. But I also had a goal when I became a full-time musician, and that was I didn't want to give up the life I had. I didn't want to have to dumb down my life just because I was making a big career switch. So I think this leads me into what I do on the day-to-day when I'm not touring. And I think this can apply to anybody looking to pursue their music career, or really anything outside of the 9-to-5 world. Well, this is one thing I love to do. I love to explore New York. There's so much to do here. I've been living here almost my whole life between New Jersey and New York City, and I love to just eat food. So this is part of what I do throughout the day. But also rehearsing is crucial. When I worked my 9-to-5 job, I always used not playing guitar as an excuse because I was too tired from my job. But now that this is my job, I always dedicate at least 2 to 3 hours a day to whether it's warm-up practice, learning new songs, and then of course, as we're coming up to a tour, just practicing the set and making sure I have everything down. So that's definitely important. If you're gonna be a full-time musician, don't suck at your instrument, keep practicing. And before I dove into touring, when I got that call that this was gonna be the full-time gig, I started multiple online businesses, started different side hustles, just anything I could with the goal to completely replace my 9-to-5 income so I could also tour comfortably, come home from tour, not have to stress. I've always had an entrepreneurial mindset. I've always wanted to run my own businesses, make my own money. So getting that call to tour full time kind of put my ass in gear to start making my own money. I've done tours just starting off as a musician where we made $0 or we made negative dollars. So depending on where you are in your career, you definitely want to make sure you're setting yourself up for success before diving into it. So throughout the day, I'm generally doing things like email marketing, doing freelance work, selling on Amazon, doing a little bit of digital marketing, social media coaching, things like that. Anything that I can do to kind of grind and bring in, as much money as possible while I'm on the road and while I'm home. But also my philosophy is if you really want something, you'll find a way to make it happen. If not, you're gonna find excuses. But these are argumentatively the two most important things you need to pay attention to if you're gonna become a musician, and for me too, being home, because sometimes you're home for a month, 2 or 3 months before you go out on the next tour. So number one, you have to take care of your mental and physical health. Being on the road is tough. You're in a bus with 8, 9, 10, even if you're on the road with 4 dudes and